I just made a discovery that will shock you to your core. All of humanity is about to stand in awe at this final moment. And no, I'm not exaggerating, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Did you know that life as you know it right now was manifested in the 40s and in the 30s, even in the 20s, of satanic rituals done in the California desert by some of the biggest names in the world? Walt Disney, L. Ron Hubbard, Jack Parsons, the father of our modern rocket technology, which he got from a weird source, by the way. We'll get into that. And so many more, because the secret is not so secret, even though you don't know what it is. Aleister Crowley, Walt Disney, Jack Parsons, they were all friends. Half of them worked for our own government. But what in the world were they doing? I had to block out a word right here. A word that has to do with intimacy. They were using intimate rituals to do Babylonian workings, to bring forth a moonchild to rule the world. A moonchild conceived of nothing but witchcraft. Literal demons and fallen angels were talking with these people. And they recorded every single word. And this moonchild, he will enter the stage, given power as the chosen one, and he will rule with a hand of liberty. But we'll get back to that. So first off, how was Jack Parsons able to get this technology that none of us ever knew? Well, Jack Parsons learned a whole bunch from Aleister Crowley, who they call the Beast. He was also the first person to come in contact with a grave that he actually summoned. And all of these different guys were opening portals in the desert. When did the Area 51 thing happen? After they were opening these portals. These graves have a lot more to do with everything than you really know. And I did tell you that Jack Parsons was working for the US government. Meanwhile, in talks with demons and fallen angels and doing this intimate magic in the middle of the desert. So why were the government's fingers in this? Because the government was awaiting a savior. And their savior looks like a man, but he has a very, very, very old spirit. Like most other visionaries, these people get their information and their technology from divination, higher sources bigger than they are. They go to energetic ley lines, they draw sigils, and they do magic incantations, and they summon devils. The funniest part about it is most of the world thinks that demons and fallen angels don't exist, but the highest up in the government talks to them and they have documented it. And it is really crazy the way it all connects. Like we have Dr. Werner von Braun, a tale of Project Mars, right? Of course, being the L, like the Elon, at Mars. And of course, we have that same guy being at a very high place in this world right now. But this is not about him. But I know you are dying to hear who this moonchild is. So let's get back to the Babylonian working. The moonchild was a thought conceived from the devil himself to Aleister Crowley. And this Babylonian working was basically the final key to get everything to lay out perfectly. The Babalon working, not the moonchild, was a set of rituals taking place from January to March 1946. It was a closing ceremony, if you will, for what was to come and what may be here now, where they documented how they conjured up these demons and these spirits, what they said, and all of that stuff. And these kings of darkness would literally speak to these people, Jack Parsons and all of them, and they wrote down what they said. Therefore I, the antichrist, call upon the chosen and the elect upon all men. Come forth now in the name of liberty, that we may be forever, get rid of the tyranny of the Black Brotherhood. Get rid of the tyranny of the Black Brotherhood? What is that? Well, the antichrist spirit that's talking to him told him already. It's Christianity. What a mighty fine inversion, isn't it? Their entire goal with the moonchild, with everything, was to put an end to Christianity. Y'all do understand that the people summoning these demons and the devil themselves and even the spirit of Babylon, you do understand they're highly respected people, right? Just making sure. So the chosen one will come in the name of liberty and free us from the tyranny of the Black Brotherhood. Now, I'm not showing you close to anything. I don't want to dabble too far in the words of demons themselves. But I can give you a list of who they talk to. They talk to Isis. They talk to Pan. All in these same rituals. They talk to the spirit of Babalon, that same girl they saw on the back of that beast. You know what the Bible calls it, right? The W word. They talk to every ruling demon since the beginning of the world. The very biggest names. They were present with these people, telling them how to proceed. Gotta block part of it out. But this was that woman that they were talking to, one of them. Do you remember in Revelations when John wandered after this beast right behind me? And the angel's like, what are you doing, John? Then they told him just how evil she really was, drunken on the blood of that pesky Black Brotherhood. And so from January to March, they were working on their rituals, making sure everything was fine for the arrival of the Moonchild, which was thought of and started working on months prior. Because remember, the beginning thoughts of this Moonchild were in 1929. The rituals that led up to this Moonchild were rituals to make sure the reincarnation or the carnation could enter the body as that spirit being evil. So who is this Moonchild? Y'all really gonna hate me. But I will follow the information wherever it leads, regardless. If I would not, I would never learn a thing. So after the conceiving of this Moonchild, after months and months of rituals to open portals to get everything aligned in the spiritual, 2 months after all the portals were open, all the rituals were done, we have the June 14th, 1946 lunar eclipse. Remember, the conceiving of the Moonchild happened before the Babylonian rituals. Those rituals were to bring forth, first off, the reincarnation of Babalon back to America. Second, to open the door for basically the devil to inhabit a child. So who is that child? The chosen one that brings liberty in his hand. June 14, 1946. June 14, 1946. A lot of people have a habit of just getting mad at the messenger, like, I'm the one who did these rituals in the desert. But I'm not. I'm just the one giving you the information. I know he's doing good things. Yes, I get that. But it was written in the 20s and in the 40s and out the mouth of demons that the Moonchild will be chosen and he would lead, and through liberty he would have his way. And the fact that they're all connected to the L. Y'all, that's a lot of coincidences to look past. And you wanna know the craziest part of all of it? It is said that the one who opened the portal, being Jack Parsons, has to be the person to close the portal. And Jack Parsons unexpectedly passed away. Meaning that the portal that he opened to allow all this demonic wickedness in is still open to this day. Can anybody say Dior bags? It's a lot to think about, I know. And yeah, I could be wrong. But again, that's an awful lot of coincidences. And I don't believe in coincidence. I think we very well may just be at the very end. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments.